it, but you gave us the book report.
Wrong.
On that.
I gave you the
whole,
long answer.
Right, you gave us a long answer. Right. I feel like something happened, though, in week 5. Oh, it was like a record-setting week for missed field goals, right? Or was it PATs?
Well, yeah, that really, a lot of that, it was week 5. I think it was just missed kicks in general.
Okay.
But in particular, that Green Bay-Cincinnati game, they really helped set that record.
What happened? That was
like
crazy.
5 or 6 kicks in a row.
Right.
Oh.
If you did not see any highlights of that, I mean, that's all you need to know is that either team had, 2 to 3 chances each to win the game with field goals and didn't. And we're not talking about 60-yarders. Some were big. Some were big kicks, but some were short, gimmies that you see just they should be
30,
a given.
Yeah, 30-yarders, low 40s. I mean, those are
that's wild.
Expected to be made.
Wow.
In the NFL.
I wouldn't chalk that up to just nerves. I mean, it's something, I don't know.
Especially for someone like Mason Crosby. It's not like Mason Crosby's a rookie.
Right.
And he's been around a long time.
It is not you're the kicker, so Eric. That's all I can say.
Never the year of the kicker.
Sometimes. You never know.
Maybe. Well, Justin Tucker.
Tucker's had a good year.
Justin Tucker to always be the year of the kicker. That dude's awesome.
Yeah, he was out at overtime. Did you see? He was the captain calling the coin flip. When's the last time you've seen a kicker do that?
In overtime, you actually see it a lot.
A lot? Okay.
Yeah,
maybe
in
I don't
overtime.
Watch enough.
You typically don't see it during opening.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, in overtime.
All right, then. All right. So. Well, let's talk baseball. Let's get to the diamond.
Yeah, man.
Huh?
Let's do it.
So wild card game.
MLB postseason today, man.
Okay.
So, I mean, what are some of your takeaways watching the American and National League Division Series? I mean, one of them's still going on. It's the one that I think we all wanted to continue to go on. But the Dodgers and Giants are playing Game 5 later this week. That's actually tomorrow, Thursday. Mm-hmm. And then the ALCS kicks off on Friday with the Red Sox and the Astros.
All I can say is that I was really rooting for the Rays. I wanted to see Tampa Bay do well, even though they've got hockey, they've got Buccaneers, that is a title town right now. But the Rays, man, that is the underdog of underdogs. And for that team to be as good as they were and to win the division with virtually no money, it's like a feel-good story. These guys they're scrappy. And they're going against, I don't know, the Red Sox just always kind of pull a rabbit out of their hat. They figure it out. Good for them. Same thing with the Astros-White Sox series. When's the last time we've seen the White Sox really perform well? They have a 70-plus-year-old manager.
2005.
I mean, that's right. The White Sox. Come on. I want to see the White Sox do well. I don't care about the Astros. Who cares about the Astros right now? They were the cheaters. They still need to just be in the basement for a while to just make everything feel all right. No one really wants to see these guys win.
Here's the thing about the Astros, man, is they're still really, really friggin' good.
No, they have talent. I get that, but they just should go away also.
It just does not seem to matter. They are still just an absolutely electric team, whether we want it to be or not.
Right.
As baseball fans, I mean, this is their, 4th or 5th, ALCS in a row for these guys. They've been doing it for a very long time. Yeah. I mean, they're in the ALCS, very consistently. And I got to be honest. Yeah, I'm not fans of what they did back then, but against the Red Sox, I am pulling hard for the Astros.
I guess.
I want Boston.
Honestly, that's one of those series I'm having a tough time getting excited for. I will be looking forward to whoever the Braves play because they took down the Brewers. I think the Brewers, not to say that they were not a good team or not deserving, they definitely won that division. They have talent, a lot of depth, and they haven't made it to a World Series in how long? I mean, that would have been all right to see.
Here's the thing is they got outpitched. I mean, the Brewers were, in my opinion, I think favored. I'm not sure if that's officially, but favored because of their pitching. I mean, they had 3 Cy Young favorites in that, and Burns, Woodruff, and Peralta. And they got outpitched almost the entire series. You had Morton, with Max Fried, and Ian Anderson just come out and light them up. I mean, they went toe to toe with those Cy Young, contenders and embarrassed them. I mean, and in fairness, Milwaukee does not have the best offense. And they really relied a lot on their pitching this year. And their pitching got shut down, and Atlanta showed up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Atlanta, I mean, I'm happy for them. I mean, when's the last time has Freddie Freeman, not the last time, I was actually thinking about this when they did win that series. Has he ever gone on to NLCS?
I don't believe so. I think the most recent time.
It just feels like the Braves.
I don't know if they were in the playoffs last year.
Like they would eke it in. Like maybe they win the division or they're in a wild card, and then they just we made it, and then they lose, and then they're out. I think it'll be interesting to see what they do against either the Dodgers or the Giants. Both teams are going to be an incredible challenge. It's almost a shame, you could argue, that the Dodgers and Giants have to play each other because they do have some of the best records in baseball, and especially even in the playoffs at this point. So it would have been. I'm also not advocating.
Weren't they the top two records in baseball?
I couldn't remember if anyone.
Tampa had more.
There was another team that I thought had triple-digit wins in the.
I think it was the Rays. Had triple-digit wins, but
I would have to look that up. Yeah,
it would have to be the Rays, considering that the Yankees, Red Sox, and Blue Jays were all.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
they're trying to squeak
90s.
it in.
Yeah. No, that was fun. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, but either way, I mean, to have those two teams face off in the NLDS, I mean, that brings drama, no doubt, and I think that's been a really cool series.
It's been the series I've enjoyed the most watching. I mean, the rivalry there is just very intense. I mean, it was intense. I can't speak to this, but I've only heard about it. It was intense when it was back in New York. It is intense now that it's back out west.
Yeah, it's a really good callback to the fact that they have history, not just being in California, but those two teams existed on the East Coast as well, and they have they got beef, and they got to squash that beef.
Yes,
it's going down. So. On the 14th. That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So and then I have one last takeaway. Kind of from what I've been watching, and I kind of call it about the coasting. Did you know that, let me ask you, do you know who the first three teams to clinch divisions were this year, Ty?
Let me at least guess one of them.
Rays and Brewers.
All right.
Sorry, I gave you all three of them. How many of those teams are still left in the playoffs?
Well, none.
None of them. Yeah. They all lost in four. That's not to say that this is obviously the standard, but it definitely did not work out this year to be the first division winner, and kind of coasting to the end there, where they, the Brewers didn't really have to worry about, the Cardinals catching them. The White Sox didn't have to worry about anybody at all. The Rays did, but the Rays had done so much work up front that it didn't matter.
Interesting. So I guess from what I'm hearing you say, that a team that's not being challenged in September won't have the mettle, to bring it then in October.
Yeah. So does setting up your pitching and kind of resting your stars.
Yeah.
Is that outweighed by the competitive edge that you get of having to play?
Where's the tipping point? Yeah.
So
that's an interesting thought and neat strategy.
It's just definitely something that I kind of piqued my interest this year watching the playoffs. So
you should almost tank a couple of weeks, right? If you have a commanding lead in the division, just let's lose a few, so that way let's let another team actually threaten us, and then all right, now we got to play for real again. I mean, it's working for the Giants and the Dodgers. I mean, damn, they're taking it to the last game. The Braves playing hard. I mean, you're right. There's a theory there that's being proven, but is that correlation or causation? Hard to say.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
So, how about who you got though, huh?
Okay, so who you got? This is early division winners hockey. I mean, way too early.
Oh, okay.
Way too early. You know why way too early? Because there's only been 5 games played.
Right. Total.
So there were a couple games on the docket tonight. There were 2 last night. So early division winners. I'm still going to go ahead and take Tampa out of the East. I mean, that is still the team to beat, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think Toronto could certainly make a run there is kind of a sleeper. And then my true underdog is how good is Florida? This is their second year, I think, under Joe Quenneville. And I think that he has a proven track record, and they are a very good team.
You were talking about
relatively young team
last year.
They made some noise. Last year.
You were jumping on that bandwagon.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I think that they could definitely make some more noise this year. So I'm going to go ahead and take Tampa in the East. Just a couple other follow-ups there. Who you got in the East?
In the East,
yeah. So the Atlantic. The Atlantic.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, and we did wait. That's right. I'm looking at some of these and like, wait a minute, something changed. Last year we still had the Canadian division.
Like, yeah, brought to you by. So it's all been moved back.
Yeah,
brought to you by Honda or whatever it was.
Right.
So
that was an interesting way to do it. Yeah, I mean, you can write off some of these guys. Detroit's not going to be in it. I don't know where Ottawa's been.
Detroit, Ottawa, Buffalo, I would say, going to be towards the bottom.
Montreal has been on that steady climb. It's really hard to rule out Boston, and love them or hate them, but they put together solid clubs. It's not going to be Toronto, even though they won the first game. I think they will likely be a playoff team for sure. I'm going to go Montreal. I'll go with that.
All right. Good.
Tampa Bay is finally going to flip.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going back to the well here for time and time again. I'm going Pittsburgh out there in the Metropolitan.
Okay. I will take Washington on that.
Okay. Central Division. I think this is the easiest out of all the picks here.
Ooh,
it's Colorado.
All right. Yeah, I was going to say Colorado. You're right. It's pretty
Colorado.
Easy. They're good.
Yeah, I mean, the Blues have a lot of depth. Don't get me wrong. The Blues have a ton of depth. They probably have the best fourth line in hockey, but they don't have the star power of what a team like Colorado is doing and commanding. So
honestly, in the Central, I think you wouldn't have to worry about whether Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, Nashville, St. Louis, those teams have been doing pretty good. Winnipeg themselves have also been hanging in there. Arizona, they have a lot to prove, but Chicago is that surprise.
Chicago.
Do they come back and finally start to put some pieces together? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had a really good offseason, some good signings. I looked at Chicago to be much, much better this season. I don't know if they'll be able to put it all together in one time, especially with Taves and Kane kind of really getting up there in age. But
that's an organization that they don't just sleep on being a loser.
Yeah,
they're not going to.
They made some changes. I think they're going to be good this year as well too, and definitely a competitive team for sure. And then out in the Pacific, man, I'm taking Vegas.
Not the Kraken?
No, I'm not going to take the Kraken.
Okay.
I mean, maybe they could. They should be a decent team with the players that they got, but are they going to be able to mesh and gel? Together. I'm going to take Vegas.
This is going on a hunch and a hunch alone. It's going to be between Edmonton or Los Angeles. I think LA's got a chance, and only because they've kind of had that trend. Also, they don't stay bad for long. They start showing up eventually, and then Edmonton just I don't know. They were doing something last year. They were winning.
Yeah. I mean, they got good superstars.
Not to say Vegas isn't good, but we're talking about, way too early picks. I'm going to say look out.
There you go. Wonderful.
All right.
Okay, so that takes us down here to the Lightning standings. But I'm going to take the AFC here. I'm starting in the East. I got Buffalo at the top of that division, 4-1. New England behind them, 2-3. Miami and the New York Jets, both 1-4. Two of the worst teams in football, hands down. AFC North, you have Baltimore 4-1, Cincinnati 3-2, Cleveland 3-2, and Pittsburgh 2-3. AFC South, this may be the worst division in football. Tennessee's 3-2, Houston's 1-4, Indy's 1-4, Jacksonville is completely winless, 0-5. Urban Meyer doing a great job out there. And then
he's getting his dance on. That's all you can say.
Yes, he is. Possibly the best division in football, the AFC West. Maybe the second best division in football. I think that might be the NFC West as the best. But Los Angeles Chargers 4-1, Vegas Raiders 3-2, Denver Broncos